26th June 2026. Good to be with you today, listeners. It has been one of those weeks. I'm sure it has been one of those weeks for you as well. I mean, there are some days when just it feels near impossible navigating the many hurdles, but we don't act in our own flesh, so we give thanks. Today, the Thanksgiving service for former president of the Court of Appeal, retired, Ian Fort, will take place, and that is one of the matters that I am supposed to be at two places at once. So at some point in time, we're going to make it work. But we know that you have choices. We're happy when you come here. Happier when you find reasons to stay. This is the Hotline.
Emily's views, her position on the issues, her point of view backed up by the facts. Here are Emily's views.
Little dots can roll and become pebbles. Pebbles can roll and become stones. Stones can roll and become mountains. If the rolling is not stopped, then the thing that was tiny in origin can become so massive that there is hardly any force that can contain it. There is a news outlet that carried a publication in January of this year, Caribbean News, where the Foreign Affairs Minister of Bahamas was being interviewed in January 2026. And the Foreign Affairs Minister, Kerry Simmons, told Barbados Today they are going around the Caribbean, and I'd like to think we'd not be left out. They've not reached out to us yet, so we will just wait and see. It is not something we're looking forward to. Asked whether Barbados would be willing to accept third country nationals, the foreign minister said, "We will cross that bridge when we get to it." So it appears that in or around mid-January, in an interview, the Foreign Minister of Barbados was asked by a journalist who was watching the developments in the region about the possibility of Barbados engaging in a third country national arrangement with the United States. And it gave that Foreign Affairs Minister the chance to say to the people of Barbados, they are going around the Caribbean, and I'd like to think we'd not be left out. They have not reached out to us yet, so we will just wait and see. I actually don't know why we missed it here. I certainly caught up on it late. But it wasn't a question asked here. But I think our unique or peculiar situation, I think the political realities of our situation and emotional intelligence, which is more than an asset for any political party, that emotional intelligence should have dictated that certain disclosures ought to have been made to the people of Jamaica long before word came to the people of Jamaica in the way it did. And on top of all of that, 2 weeks after this matter came to light in the way it did, we are no closer, certainly I'm not any closer to understanding how this thing works. And I think it is a tone-deaf administration that 2 weeks after the thing came to light still has some people in the dark on this creature. And more importantly, this is 2026. These are not the days nor the environment in which the shipwright agreement was signed. So no parallel with the secrecy of the shipwright agreement is sufficient. In 2026, Deputy Prime Minister, these are the days of open government. These are the days when prime ministers and ministers must understand that you are servant above anything else. You act not only with the interest of the people at heart, but especially because of the interest of the people at heart, disclosures are relevant. So we don't need you to tell. We want you to show. I've been trying to reach the International Office of Migration, and I got hold of the office because, as far as I understand, they have offices in many jurisdictions across the world, and their role is very crucial. But especially in relation to this matter, an understanding as to how the people to be sent here under this MOU signed over 2 weeks ago, but which remains undisclosed to the people of Jamaica, how will they operate? And would you believe that it is my understanding that we need to channel questions for the International Office of Migration, the IOM, on this matter to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. So it's as if there is a circle of secrecy. And that is because there is now a complete misunderstanding of the role of government within the context of open government. The matter is so delicate. Mark it, the delicacy of it I get. But where the thing has now come out of the corridors of secrecy because of what is disclosed, a government that is in tune with the people should put cards fully on the table and be prepared to say, we're absolutely sorry that it happened the way it did. And since there was some sort of preemptive move which we didn't, we anticipated it, because this is the world where things are shared. We were hoping it wouldn't come out in the way it did, but it having now come out, let us take you in our confidence and say to you, here are the papers. Up to now, I can't see this MOU. And the thing is that the little pebble, the little dot is rolling into a pebble, and the pebble is rolling into a stone, and shop is being closed. So the entity through which we want information about how the individuals will come in, at what point will your role come in, we are told to channel it through the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. In the Parliament last week, Dr. Chang made a presentation on this matter. The Parliament had a lot of good questions. I do not know if we will be able to take all of them in this segment. But for those of us who continue to feel in the dark on this matter, here's part of what Dr. Chang told the Parliament last Wednesday, the 17th June.
The memorandum of understanding between the government of Jamaica and the government of the United States of America concerning the potential transfer of third country nationals to Jamaica, through Jamaica. At the outset, I want to emphasize that this matter must be considered within the context of Jamaica's international obligations, its long tradition of maintaining strong security relations with the United States and shared security challenges, our national security responsibility, and the realities of an evolving global migration environment. This MOU is not an immigration settlement arrangement. It is not a program to permanently resettle individuals in Jamaica. The persons contemplated under the framework are nationals of countries other than Jamaica who would transit through Jamaica under a controlled process, while arrangements are made for the onward movement, including return to their countries of origin or another appropriate destination. Madam Speaker, it is also important to address some of the public commentary surrounding this matter. Under the signed MOU for the TCN, third country nationals, Jamaica will host only 25 TCNs at any one time with the International Organization for Migration, IOM, support, and not 10,000 persons inaccurately reported in the media. Under the signed, the MOU establishes a framework for cooperation. It provides that any proposal for transfer must be considered by the Jamaican on a case-by-case basis, and at Jamaica's discretion. The process is designed to be controlled, phased, and subject to agreed operational procedures. The discussion contemplated a limited operational flow subject to safeguards. A key control mechanism is that the process would pause where the number of individuals remaining in Jamaica exceeds the agreed threshold of 10 individuals allowing for review and management of capacity. There is no need, Madam Speaker, for excessive focus on the final number, as Jamaica will maintain complete situational awareness in respect of each potential transfer, which will be carefully vetted against the established criteria and must comply with all the requirements agreed before Jamaica agrees to the transfer. Importantly, it is Jamaica's assessment that will guide what is considered appropriate and manageable. Madam Speaker, the government has also been deliberate in ensuring that the MOU contains the necessary legal protections. I can assure the public that every line was carefully considered and negotiated by skilled professionals steeped in foreign and security policy, as well as attorney at law well versed in matters of international and constitutional law in our Attorney General's Department. Admission of foreign nationals to Jamaica continues to be guided by the Aliens Act and the Immigration Restriction Commonwealth Citizens Act. Under review and should be in the House very soon, but it's still valid and has excellent guardrails for acceptance of foreign nationals in Jamaica. This is why, Madam Speaker, no transfer can take place until the operational procedures are finalized to ensure compliance with Jamaica's legal framework. The MOU specifically recognizes that all action under the framework must be consistent with Jamaica's international obligations, including the Convention relating to the status of refugees, the 1967 Protocol relating to the status of refugees, and other applicable international obligations. This is further supported by the broader international migration governance framework, including principles advanced by the International Organization of Migration, which promotes migration systems that are orderly, humane, safe, and rights-based. Government has always ensured that the operational safeguards are clear. Importantly, before any transfer occurs, Jamaica and the United States must first agree to the operational procedures governing implementation. Individuals will be considered on a case-by-case basis. Jamaica retains the discretion to accept or reject proposed individuals. All available documentation relating to identity, medical information, and criminal history must be provided, and persons with criminal antecedents will not be accepted under the arrangement. Madam Speaker, let me reiterate that no transfer will commence until the necessary procedures are completed and accepted by both parties, have agreed on the implementation framework. The MOU itself provides the implementation is to be consistent with operating procedures mutually agreed in writing before transfer begins. We must also recognize the diplomatic environment within which the decision has been made. The United States remains one of Jamaica's most important bilateral partners, if not the most important. With a significant diaspora population, this population maintains strong family ties and business interests in Jamaica, the ultimate place of home. As a sovereign nation, Jamaica has a responsibility to maintain constructive diplomatic relationships while ensuring that cooperation is consistent with our laws, our values, and our national interests. Our approach has been neither automatic acceptance nor rejection. It has been careful negotiation over time. Jamaica has a long history of engagement on security, migration, and international cooperation matters. We have considered the experiences of other countries, including those within the Caribbean region, that have entered similar arrangements and have ensured that Jamaica's circumstance safeguards remain central. Madam Speaker, the government has not taken this decision lightly. We have a responsibility to protect Jamaica's security, uphold our international commitments, maintain our diplomatic partnerships, and to ensure that any cooperation undertaken is structured, lawful, and in the best interests of the Jamaican people. That has been the guiding principle throughout the process, and it will continue to guide the implementation of this particular program. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
So you're acting in the best interest of Jamaicans, Dr. Chang. Every line has been carefully examined by the legal professionals. But you've not released the document. to the Jamaican people in whose interest you purport to act. The administration is tone deaf. And this matter, which is understood by many Jamaicans, because sometimes when I hear people talk, you guys are not giving the Jamaican people the credit that we deserve. You talk like people can't understand matters of high diplomatic speak. But people do. When you walk in a community, you said to somebody, "Brethren, how you do?" And him say, "Me good man. Me good man." And depending on the tone that he uses when he says that, he communicates an awful lot. Sometimes it means that there is something you should have done for him that you didn't do. And he's communicating to you in 3 words, "Me good man," that you are blacklisted. You're in the red with him. So they get a lot of things in saying the 3 words or some other form of 3 words that they come up with. So you take it that the people probably won't understand. And you are there in your silo, acting in the best interest of Jamaicans and keeping this thing as a big secret among members of the cabinet, to the exclusion of the larger electorate that you represent. It is going to backfire spectacularly. Yeah? It's not so much a legal issue, no. It has become a political issue and an issue of trust. When people feel that you've not been candid with them, they understand that you probably could not have been candid at a point. But when disclosures are made that you did not expect at the time they came, nothing short of full and quick disclosure will suffice. And if you continue to exist in your own echo chamber, all you will hear is Dr. Chang's indecipherable comments coming back at you at some points in time. And so the dot becomes a pebble, the pebble a stone, and the stone a mountain.
Join us next time for Emily's Views on the Hotline.
Protect what matters most. Always wear your seatbelt. It's the